Oh no, I was a little late, but let's see if anybody logs on. Get some free game. Free game. Free game. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, get 2 to get started. 1. Yo. 2. Yep. All right. So, title of my video is how to get a degree from scratch. I'm gonna start making some videos about my experience so far in life and what you can do and how you can most effectively do things to better your life, better the lives of people around you. And the first thing I want to say is this is if you want to go to college, if you're interested in getting a degree, if you're interested in getting an education, the first thing I would suggest is the most important thing that you do is, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. I know how to see the shit on my screen now. The first suggestion that I would give to anyone is if you're going to choose to go to college for something that can make you some money. Don't go to college for an art degree. Don't go to college for education. Don't go to college for counseling. Don't go to college for social work. Don't go to college for anything that has anything to do with teaching, counseling, or any of those fields, being a professor, being anything like that. If I was to, because that's what I did, and to be honest with you, I got a bachelor's degree in educational counseling, and you honestly can't make any money with that unless you further your education, spend more money, get in more debt, get a master's degree, and then get a counseling degree, and then you can make decent money, but you're still not going to make great money, and you're going to be working your ass off to get it. So the first thing that I would suggest to anyone out there who's thinking about going to college is that you choose something that will be very lucrative or could be lucrative for you. Now, the thing about that is to get super lucrative and have a whole bunch of money, you're going to have to further your education with that, which will put you in debt unless you have a bunch of money to spend. And if you're going to college, you probably don't have a bunch of money to spend. But the thing about it is the fields where you have to further your education and go further with it, and you have to spend more money, you're going to make a whole lot more money. And then you're going to be able to get a job in the field that you work that's going to help you pay back that money. So the suggested fields that I would tell people to go to college for would be, first of all, the medical field. You have to think about it like this: medical or pharmaceutical. If you go to school for anything medical, anything pharmaceutical, those are going to be things that are always going to be needed. You're never going to have to look for work. You're never going to be out of work. People are always going to get sick. People are going to always need medicine. The way our country's going, the way people eat, smoke, drink, they're going to get sicker and sicker. So you'll always have job security. You'll always have a job. You'll never have to worry about looking for work. And different medical fields are, yeah, I got you, bro. I'm going to talk about that on my next live stream. I'm going to get into that, definitely. I am myself, too. So I would say get into something medical, whether it would be if you want to go to short term, go to be a nurse. You can make very much, you can make very, very decent money being a nurse. And it's only a 4-year degree, in some places a 2-year degree to become a registered nurse. And when you make that decision to be that, in 4 years, you could start off making $25 to $30 an hour somewhere, whether it be a hospital, doctor's office, anything like that. And you have a very flexible schedule. You have time off for yourself. You may work 3 to 4 days a week and, have 3-4 days off and then have time for yourself. Now, the next thing you could go to be a physician's assistant or a nurse practitioner. Those things take 6 years to go to because you have to go to, 37, my brother, 37. Now, with being a nurse practitioner or a physician's assistant, you have to complete 4 years of college, get a bachelor's degree in nursing or something in the medical field, and then you have to go to graduate school or actually a nurse practitioner or physician's assistant school. Now, when you go there, you're going to have to spend more money and you're going to have to accrue some debt. But nurse practitioners and physician's assistants make like $150,000 to $200,000 a year starting off. And then you can go to be a full-blown doctor. Now, if you go to be a doctor, Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like it's crazy. Like that's really the field you got to go in, but you got to be focused if you're gonna do that too, bro. Because like I've been with girls who were going to school to be RNs, bro, and like honestly, bro, school consumed their life. They had no other life besides school. They just had to study, go to school, and just take care of the rest of the just little small responsibilities they had. But it was just school. And then you had an opportunity to go to school to be a doctor or to be a specialized surgeon. And that's 8 years of school. You have to go do your 4 year thing. You have to complete medical school after you go to school, and then you have to complete whatever it is that you have to do to be the specialized in the specialized field that you want to be in. Now, those people, it all depends on where they're working and how they're working. But I know doctors start off making $300,000 a year, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go to be a doctor, bro. They got a lot of male nurses now too, though, bro. Like if you go to the hospital, you see a good bit of male nurses, man. Um, Most women, yeah. Now, but I'm saying, like, I know specialized surgeons in my hometown, heart surgeons, brain surgeons, neurologists, orthopedic surgeons. They're multi millionaires, man. So if that's something you want to do, I would suggest to go the full ride. But you have to be honest with yourself. You have to look yourself in the mirror and see if that you're going to be the kind of person who is, first of all, intelligent enough to go through all of that stuff, because you're not going to be someone who is not very, very, very intelligent would have to be very, 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 very disciplined and determined. So the two things you have to look before you go into those fields and before you choose those things to do is you have to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, are you intelligent enough and are you disciplined enough to do that? Now, the second field I would tell somebody to go in would be law. But just like medical school, you're going to have to complete 4 years of college. You're going to have to go through college, and then you're going to have to go to law school. And law school is 4 years too, and you have to pass the bar exam. So you got to realize, are you disciplined enough to go to school for that long and to follow through and be disciplined enough and intelligent enough to make it through 8 years of college? You got to look at yourself, because the worst thing you can do is start going to school and start getting student loan debt and not even finish and get your degree and owe a bunch of money for nothing. So law school would be a good one. I mean, lawyers, man, they got divorce attorneys out there that are multi-millionaires. Like that would be the thing that I would tell you to go. And if you was going to go into law, go into family law and become a divorce attorney, because you're going to make so much money. It's unbelievable. And the tide divorces are going in now. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. Every year you're going to be a multi-millionaire if you follow through and have a good practice. Now, the next one that I would say to go to would be something geared toward people who would also have experience with a trade, and it would be to go to business school to get a business degree and then get an MBA. And if you use it for your business, you probably would be able to develop your business into something very, very successful, because you know what the ins and outs of business, how money works, how marketing works, all that kind of stuff. But if you want to go work for somebody else, you can manage a really good company and make a lot of money too. And this is all things I didn't do. If I could go back and redo it again, I would go back and make decisions to get a degree in one of the fields that I'm saying right now. But you can only learn from experience. And what I did was I made a decision based off of emotion to go to college to get a degree to help people, not knowing that it wasn't going to make me able to have a good living. And that's not really what I want to do. So, I mean, money is a very important thing on this earth. The only people that say money is not important is people that don't have any or the drive to get any. And the last thing I would probably say to go to school for would be like a degree in engineering, whether it would be civil engineering, electrical engineering, civic engineering, or any of those things, because petroleum engineering, because with a degree like that, you'll always be able to get a job at a good company making a good wage. And then once you get a job at one of those companies making that good wage like that and making that money, you're going to become an asset to that company, and you are going to, be able to make good money with that company. And also that company is probably going to want to pay you to send you to school and get more education. And then eventually you could become a company man at an electrical firm, or at a building firm, or at an oil field company. And guys that are at the top of the profession in the oil field companies and stuff, man, make $500,000-$600,000 a year, man. And there's only 3% of the population in America even making over 6 figures a year, man. You know, so you got to take a look at that. Like you got to kind of look at yourself, find out what you want to do, and you know, go for it. And like I said, man, I suggest going into the medical field, into law, into business, or into engineering, because without those um degrees, you're not going to make any money. You're not going to make any money being a teacher. I mean, in Louisiana, teachers make $40,000 a year. You get a lot of benefits and you get a lot of time off, but you're not going to really make any money. In your peak, you might make $50,000 a year, which I mean, that's not bad money, but that ain't no real money. You know, and another thing is, if you want to go to trade school, man, um, I don't you think the medical field is in a bubble? Um, I mean, in a sense, it's in a bubble, but you have to look at it, my brother. It's like that's a demand. It's a supply and demand type of field, bro. And you got to look at it as people are always going to get sick. And the thing, the world we live in, the world's getting sicker and sicker. People are eating worse. They're smoking more. They're drinking more. They're doing more drugs. People are doing all this kind of stuff. So you have to look at it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a health issue. So I'm saying job security wise, like people that are in the medical field never have to look for jobs. The only people that fuck up in the medical field is people like nurses and doctors and shit that start doing drugs, you know? And like I said too, like going to pharmacy school, bro, like you're never going to have to worry about having a job going to pharmacy school and being a pharmacist. Now that's a 6-year degree too, but you got to think about it in the lines of like people are always going to need medicine. There's more medicines coming out. It's like a demand. It's a field where you don't ever have to have worry about not having work, you know. And I mean a lawyer too. Like you look at the legal shit, the way the country's going and the things are and stuff like that, with people suing people and all of the movements of the Me Too shit and people lawsuits and this and that, and people, you all like being a defense attorney, man. You're gonna make so much money, bro. Like either being a big time legal defense attorney or a divorce lawyer, bro. Like you could get so rich doing it. I wouldn't suggest to go work for the district attorney's office. I wouldn't suggest to be a prosecutor because you're not really gonna make no money. You'll make a lot of good connections and you could run for judge or something one day, but you're not really ever gonna make the money that a high class like defense attorney can make because his clients are criminals with a lot of money. And they're gonna pay him if he does a good job to do his job, you know? No lie, my friend quit being an electrician. I'm an electrician, bro. I'm a certified master electrician in Louisiana, bro. That's what I do for a living. I just started my own business 6 months ago. Yeah, but opening a funeral home too. I was gonna say that, but I don't think you really got to go to college to do that. But since I spoke on the things that one could do, that's cool. That's what's up. Good money, $34. Hell, that's damn good. Now I'm gonna tell people what they have to do in order to go to college, and the most feasible way that they could do it was spending the least amount of money. Okay, so the first thing that you do, if you want to go to college and you're over the age of 25, is you go online and you type up FAFSA, FAFSA, and you fill it all out. You tell them what you want to do and stuff like that. You pick out the college, and you send it in, and they're going to give you financial aid to go to school. Now, this is unless you have violent crimes, some drug crimes, or stuff like that. But if you're over the age of 25, and you don't have a really, really bad criminal jacket, they will pay for you to go to school. Now, the second thing that you have to do and that you should do is you should go down to your local community college. Whatever your community college is in your hometown, I mean, they got many of them all over the place. You know, the rate and the fees for community college aren't going to be that much. So you go and you take a placement test. If you've been out of school for a while, by the time you're 25, you're not going to get in with SATs or ACTs or anything like that. You're going to have to take a field placement test. You take that placement test. It's going to show them how you are in English, math, and a couple of other subjects, and it's going to see how they need to place you in school. More than likely, if you've been out of school for that period of time, you're going to have to take some remedials, whether it be in math, English, or whatever. So you do it like that. You wait to get your financial aid money. Usually, When you get your financial aid, you get about 11, 12, 13, 1400 on top of your tuition. So that puts about $1,300, $1,400 in your pocket on top of your tuition. Now, if you're working a job cash, you can't make too much money either. So you got to be working like a little job where you're not making much money, or be making cash money or money under the table. So you start off at your community college and you start taking classes. Now, if you want to speed up the process, you could take 15, 18 hours a semester. If you want to go through it at just a steady pace, you could take 12. That's 4 classes a semester. And you start off whatever your remedials are. You might start off in like math 110, 120, work your way up to college algebra. And what you do is, in the community college, you take all of the classes that you could take there before you switch over to a major university. And the reason why you do that is the classes are much cheaper at a community college than it is at a major university, but they still correlate as the same type of credits as a major university does. So you could get 2 or 3 years of your degree out of the community college and not have to pay major university fees. Now, the thing about it is, you have to keep your GPA above a certain level. I think your GPA has to be at least a 2.0, which is a C, which is not hard to keep up to continue to get your financial aid. And in some places, like where I live, that all you have to do is, as long as you can take some classes still at the community college, but you take some at the major university, it's still considered that you're at community college, even though you're taking classes at the major university. And then it transitions over, but also you don't have to pay as much like you're at the major university. You only start paying major university prices by the time that you take all major university classes. So what I did was, for like 3 years, I took classes between both of them, and I didn't have to switch over until I went to the major university. Now, once you get to the major university, like I said, the tuition to a community college is about $1,500, $1,600 a semester. Where I'm at, and it depends on what school you're going to, tuition switched over to like $3,000 whenever I got to the major university. Now, even though it switches from $1,600 to $3,000 at the major university, you still only get the same amount of financial aid that you was getting at the community college. So what happens is, you end up getting like $2,400, $2,500 a semester, but you still have $500, $600 to pay. Now, what you can do is, if you don't have the money to pay, you can take out student loans. Now, they have different student loans. They have student loans that you could take out where they give you like $5,000 a semester, but they also start charging you interest right then and there on those student loans, to where you have to start paying on those loans as you take them. That's why they do that. They try to bait you in, saying they're going to give you a good bit of money, not knowing they're putting you in a lot of debt at the same time. So what they do is, they offer you that one, but they also offer you a loan for about $1,500. Now, that piles up, but you don't start paying on that until you graduate school. Or if you quit 6 months later, you have to pay it. So I would personally suggest that you take out the $1,500 like I did. And then after you're done with school, you only owe about $8 or $9,000 on student loans, and you only have to pay back like $100 a month. So, that's what you do if you can't afford to pay for it. Now, my suggestion would be, if you have the money, don't be greedy. Pay for it. Pay for it right then and there on the scene, to where you don't have any debt. But if you need the money, take it out. That's what it's there for. Now, you may have to pay back $1,000 on the back end of it or whatever when you pay it back. But I mean, that's really not bad, to help you get through school. Now, I don't really have any experience with grad school. I could get you up to the point to where you get a bachelor's, but I know that student loans, financial aid runs out once you get to grad school. So, you have to take out, if you don't have the money, you have to take out student loans. But that's why I suggest to go to school for something that has something to do with the medical field, the legal field, engineering or business or pharmaceutical, because those things you can't go wrong, and they're going to help you make money. you know. So I mean, that's the only thing that I really have on giving people the game on how to go. I'm gonna come next with what to do for a person who's trying to get into a trade because I have experience with that also. And I will talk about what I think is the best way to go about getting the trade and becoming a master at a trade, the way you can maximize your earning potential and maximize your skill set. So I don't know. That's all I got. If anybody got anything they want to ask or anything they want to say, feel free to do it in the comment section. If not, I'll be back pretty soon. I am a licensed statewide electrical contractor. I'm gonna talk more about that in the next yeah, bro. Go over them, tell people how to go to college. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach people how to get a trade and how to become a licensed laborer or whatever you want to call it, whether it be plumber, air conditioning man, electrician, whatever. I'm gonna get a game on that next because I know I would rather people do that, but I know people's gonna want to go. Yeah, that's what's up. Looking to go to union. I'm gonna give you something better than that on the next one, bro. I'm gonna pop the video off tomorrow. Well, yeah, I don't do well. Look, when you got electrical contractor's license, bro, you could do anything, but my license falls under commercial, which what it gives me the range to do anything in terms of trade. Being an industrial mechanic, electrician is also pretty good in terms of, yeah, bro, Alejandro's. I'm gonna talk about that next, man. I'm gonna put a video up tomorrow. I'm a licensed statewide electrical contractor in my state, so I know all about that, how to get that, and how to do that, and I'm gonna teach people how to do that next. I'll probably put up the video tomorrow. If y'all ain't got no more questions, bro, you know, and y'all know any people that are trying to get into school or whatever, send them to my video, and this will basically give them the game on how to get into school. And tomorrow I'm gonna be back on here, and I will tell y'all about how to become a licensed contractor in your state and how to maximize your earning potential and to your skill set to master your craft, whether it be whatever you want to be in. So thank y'all, bro. Appreciate it. I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Be safe out there, man.